How's it going, guys? As the title states, in this video we're going to be looking at is Hut pay to win. So to test this, I basically decided to make a free account and play with this team in competitive seasons and see how I did compared to my main team. So here's just me opening up the starter pack. Obviously, these are the only cards we can use, at least in the first game. I figured once we got coins from the first game, we could just buy whatever player we could afford. For the next game, I'm actually going to be playing 4 games with this free team and then 4 games with my main team, just comparing to see what the records are like, what the stats look like, kind of our competition, should we have won those games, how much better was the team we were playing with this free team. So here's a look at the lineup. Honestly, it's pretty bad. We did get heavy hitter though, 4 players activated, and we're actually 1 away from relentless forecheck, which is kind of funny. Obviously, Darren Helm and Thomas Vanek kind of carrying this team. Helm with the speed, Vanek with the shot. Helm, though, doesn't really have anything else but his speed. Vanek doesn't really have anything else but his shot. Defense is pretty bad. Beausoleil is actually a pretty decent player. He's got decent speed. Montoya's our starting goaltender. So, like I was saying, it is a free-to-play account. Right, here's a quick look at the strategies. With a bad team, I figure our only chance to win is a very defensive strategy set. So that's what we're going with here. 1-2-2 passive, 1-3-1. Max trap. The other strategies are kind of just what I always play with, but I figured if we want any chance to succeed, we have to play super defensive, close games, and hopefully pull out the win. So in our first game here, guys, we actually get matched up with J to the B, and he's going to back out when he sees our star player. I don't even know who it was. I think it was Vanek or Helm, and for whatever reason, that was just too scary for him. He decides to leave. Connection was fine, so no excuses, but Savard 12 we get matched up with next. He does play us, so I figured I would just kind of show you guys the highlights from all 4 games played and just kind of talk about what it was like using this free team in competitive seasons. So one thing I noticed pretty early on was the fact that Montoya is a decent goalie, and he's only 82 overall, right there, a big glove save. I'm usually having Kolzig in net, who's 94 overall, and what I thought before I played with this team, and what I kind of learned after, was the goalie rating really doesn't matter. Right here we have a nice play from Gudas, controlled by the AI, just going to skate away from the player. Love when that happens, and this actually leads to a goal. As you can see, he's going to throw the puck on net. Yakupov there for the rebound. Nobody was able to cover him. So that goal there, Montoya really had no chance. Even if you had a 99 goalie, I don't think it's getting stopped. Like I was saying, again there, nice little backhand play. Does a better goalie make that save? Maybe, but I think honestly a goalie in this game, it doesn't really matter. Obviously, a goalie with a ton of synergies is going to improve the overall of your team, but I found Montoya play really well, and you guys will notice that in future games played. Right here we have Laterra just kind of skating down the ice. You can see just deking with lower rated players is clunky. Like, everything's not as smooth. They don't make as nice dekes. The shot wasn't as great either. It was kind of right into the goalie's chest. I think shooting accuracy might be the biggest thing, actually, with using a lower rated team. Right there you can see I just missed the net. I feel like they're just kind of no forgiveness. You really have to pinpoint your shots perfectly. If you have 99 wrist shot accuracy compared to 50, like, you know, if you don't pick that corner perfect, it's going to go wide. Opposed to if you have 99, you have a really good chance. Right there, though, we finally get a goal of Vanek late in the third. Really nice one-timer, actually. Big glove save again with Montoya. Try to cut out front there. You're just going to get laid out, but 30 seconds left here. I'm actually able to tie out this game. A nice little pass from Helm to Furlan. Back to Helm. Little 1-2 there. We tie it up, which was huge. I had no idea how good the guy was I was playing, but I really wanted to get a win in our first game. And as you can see, we actually get our momentum going here. Come down. Nice little pass to Crackle. He's going to snipe one there. So after saying it's tough to snipe, we do eventually get one. But obviously, we had a ton of chances. 23 shots there. Just able to pull out the win at the very last second. So I feel like I was definitely a better player than this guy. If I had a better team, it would have been a much easier win. Here's a look at his team. So obviously his team was much better than us, and I felt like I was the better player, and in the end I won, but it was very close. Like, if we didn't get lucky there in the end, able to pull back that comeback, say we even go to OT, he might have won that game. And his team wasn't much better, but it was definitely better. But I felt like I was a much better player. So after that, figured why not pick up Sami Vatanen. Really good offensive defenseman. The worst player on our team from that first game was probably Kevin Bieksa. And just our defense as a whole wasn't that good. So I figured a really good offensive defenseman who can skate really well, 92 speed, pass the puck, take shots, would be a huge bonus to our team, especially considering he's going to be on the ice a ton. So next game here, we're going up against Ballin Curry. 1-0 with this free-to-play team in competitive seasons, I feel, is pretty good. So first period here early on, obviously I noticed he was a lot better player than the last guy, which I think is because we're no longer 0-0 or 1-0, so we're going to get a better matchup. And he's actually going to cut out here and get the weirdest goal. It actually bounces in off Kessler's ass. As you guys can see here, the backhand off Montoya's blocker. I think it's off his ass. Maybe it's off his back. In the net. That's another goal where, like, no matter who's in net, he's not going to stop it. It's just a fluky goal. Nothing can do. Right there, I thought I'd share that too. Really nothing to do with the video, but I love how when I make that pass, the guy decided to go off for a line change. Right there, another big save from Montoya. Like I was saying, playing good goal. Another glove save from him. Just, I can't really emphasize enough how much I feel goalie overall really doesn't matter. Your goalie's either going to make the save or he's not. Maybe like the 99 compared to the 85 gives you like a 10% better chance to make the save, but overall I felt like there was really no difference, and like I said earlier too, the synergies are a pretty big part. But this guy here, we were having a really tough time trying to win against. He's 1-0 lead right now with 20 seconds to go, and you guys about to witness probably the biggest collapse I've ever had in my life. So 1-0, we did have some pressure on him there trying to tie it up. He's going to score though, making it 2-0, and I was pretty much just deflated after that. Like, I knew it was all over, and I think I let in 3 goals in 15 seconds here to give them a 4-0 win, opposed to just the 1-0 win. Really embarrassing, but I figured I would share it with you guys. You can also just kind of see the speed difference here as he comes down. No one's covering Curry. He's just blasting by my guys. So once I kind of stopped playing really good defense, and I just kind of sort of like let my emotions get the better of me and just kind of didn't care, he really started to take advantage of me. You can see this guy's team is stacked. He's got Curry, Christmas Richards, Tarasenko. Like, our team is nowhere near this team, and we were 1-0 with him until about 25 seconds left, where basically my fault. I just kind of let him just kind of take off on us, I guess, at the end. But like I was saying, like, this team is so much better. It's not even close. And this guy's trying to like lower his goalie rating too with the bronze goalie to try and find worse teams. I kind of thought it was pretty funny. So after that, we actually buy Marian Gaborik again. One of the things you don't get from a free team is speed. So Gaborik here, 650 is so cheap. 86 overall, probably has the best wrist shot in the game for like an 87 and below player. Also very fast. So obviously add him to our lineup, make our team that much better. Next game here, we're going up against Roor, I think his name is, or Roor. I'm not really sure, but again, this guy's got a better team than us. You might have noticed he had Stamkos there in the opening screen. So we're always playing better teams. Basically, have to just rely on our skill. Nice pass there to Vanek, kind of like the fake shot. That should go in every single time. And then right there, keying out to McClement. Those are some grinders trying to get something done, and it's really not going to work. Like, you kind of have to have the perfect one-timer or the perfect snipe to get a goal. Like I was saying, the lower-rated players are just really unforgiving. You kind of have to do everything right. Defensively, obviously, it's worse with worse players, but there was a lot more leeway. Like, I felt I could kind of just make poke checks about the same way. They were kind of in position, usually, the defensive AI. Sometimes they obviously had no idea what was going on, but most of the time, they knew what they were doing. Right there, Helm to Vanek. Like, I don't know what he's doing with that shot. I mean, that could happen if he's like a 99, but I just felt like one of the biggest things with the bad team is just the shooting accuracy was so much tougher. Like, just so much tougher. The second thing was probably the speed or the passing. Obviously, like, speed's more obvious to see because you can just tell the players are slow, but passing was just a lot harder to pull off. It's just hands in general. Like, they don't make as many dekes. Their passing isn't quite on. Right there, though, a huge save from Montoya, end of the period. Like I was saying earlier, goalies, like, that's probably the biggest thing that didn't change. Shooting accuracy, I think, is the biggest change with a good team to a bad team, and then goalie was definitely like the most unnoticeable change. Montoya honestly might have been better than Kolzig. So weird, but this game here, it's 1-1. We got 7 seconds to go, and Montoya again is going to make a giant save, flashing the glove. Watch this in slow-mo. Like, 4 seconds left. This is what to lose, and then he forces it to OT. Like, I can't say enough. I think goalies don't matter in this game. That's like the biggest thing I think I found from this. But we go to OT. We're all fired up for Montoya's save, and then right here, we're just going to snipe one in the cave. So once in a while, you can snipe if you get that perfect shot in the wrist, in the slot, I should say, with the wrist shot, but it is a lot tougher. So this next guy who we just beat, like I was saying, another very close game. We could have won that one. Lost that one in regulation if it wasn't for Montoya. End up winning in OT. So were we a better player? I feel so. Was his team better? I mean, look at it. His team was so much better, but we were able to just pull out the win. Again, the question was, is Hut pay to win? And I don't think it is at this point, but it definitely helps. So far, I think we've been better than all 3 of the guys we played, and all 3 games were super close, and we either just kind of edged out the win or collapsed late and gave them the win. So the final game here, we actually pick up Andre Palat, 86 overall. I probably could have gotten a better player. The reason I did this, though, was he gives 4 players relentless forecheck, Arvidsson, Moore, Cracknell, and him. So I figured, why not boost the other 3 players and get a decent player back, opposed to just kind of like an 87, who maybe is slightly better than Palat. Next game here, going up against Poochie's uncle. This guy's team is the best team we are going to play for this. He has Chris Pronger. That's the 97 overall flashback Pronger. He had a bunch of other stacked players right there. Almost snipes one. Montoya, though, just kind of able to hold that off as it squeaks by him. And like I was saying, this guy's team was so stacked. It was faster. I could tell it was just a better team. Right there, he snipes one. It was actually really weird, though. You guys can watch this again. I thought he sniped it. And then on the replay, you can see Montoya just kind of does the splits, and it goes 5-hole. I think he actually might have pressed pass there. So that's another goal where if the goalie thinks he pressed pass and, like, it makes him do a split, and that's why it's a goal, the 99 goalie is not going to help you. Montoya, though, again with a huge save. I think I'm kind of repeating myself, but I mean, that is a huge thing. Goalies, I don't think they really matter. Right there, though, really nice play to Vanek. That should be a goal. He just kind of misses the net with the slap shot. I don't know. Beauvillier there. Nice pass to Smith. Should get the one-timer, or cross crease, I should say, but he missed it. That was a big thing. Just kind of like plays like that where you're usually scoring. Finally, we do get one with more. They're a lot harder to get because your wrist shot accuracy and your slap shot accuracy are so low. You really have to get the shots perfect. And also your hand-eye and your passing stats are also lower. So kind of everything has to be perfect opposed to where it's like 50% and still working. Right there, though, cut inside, I should say. That was with Darren Helm. That was to tie the game 2-2 with like 40 seconds left in the game. So again, super close game here. We're able to just kind of rally back, tie it, force it to go to OT, and then Gabrick here with a nice little move, sets up Helm in the slot, perfect wrist shot, get the win there. So all 4 games we played were super close games, and I feel like I'm an above average Hut player, so I feel like I can say I was probably better than all 4 guys I played, and we just barely won the 3 games we won, and the 1 game we lost was also just a barely loss that we kind of collapsed in. But as you guys can see there, we actually doubled his time on attack, so it kind of shows you like we were controlling the play even with a worse team. But it was still super hard to come up with the win, and that's because of how good of a team he had. It kind of leveled the playing field, which I think is what team ratings are supposed to do. So as you guys can see, this guy's a Div 4 player, has a negative record though. I think his goalie record was positive though at the beginning of the game, so he's starting to play better. But as you can see, his team is so stacked. This is like the most stacked team he played against, and it was a really good game, really close game, and we were able to pull out the win. So if I had my regular team, would it have been such a close game? I don't think so, but in the end, I would say if we are the better player, we did get the win. So right there, you're going to see like his defense, Pronger's 97, he's got the Mauve, Letang, and Keith. He's got Oland on the 3rd line. Like, that's just ridiculous. The dude's team is stacked. Like I was saying, he had Hextall in net. So after looking at that guy's team again, I am pretty surprised we were able to win, especially considering this is the team we were playing with. I think we only bought 3 players total, the Vatanen, the Gabrick, and the Palat. Other than that, a completely free-to-play team. Montoya obviously was an all-star. So quick look here at the stats. Obviously, Helm and Vanek, like I said at the beginning, were kind of the 2 players we're going to lean on. Gabrick also played really well for us in the 2 games he played. Other than that, though, like, no crazy stats, as we didn't really score a lot. Like, we just kind of squeaked out every win we had. Montoya was a beast, though. 2.2 goals against, 88.3 save percentage. That's unreal for competitive seasons. And right here, guys, they look at my main account team, I guess you could say. So this team is absolutely stacked. I mean, it's not the best team in the world, but it's a very good team. Defense also, like, just compare the 2 defenses. Like, our team is just so much stacked. So, like I was saying, I played 4 games of competitive season with this team, and I had the exact same record. As you can see, I went 3-1. I'm currently ranked 4,807. Right here you can kind of see the stats too, which I think is pretty interesting. So total goals for, we have 23, against there's 10. Difference of plus 13. Average goals for 5.75. Average goals against 2.5. Free play team, ranked 4,115. We're actually 700 ranks higher with the exact same record there of 3-1. So I guess the teams we beat with this team were like better players, the main account team. Also, though, we have a negative goals against. You can see 8 goals for, 9 goals against. So the goal differential there is actually -1. Like I was saying, we barely scored. We actually have a negative goal differential, but we do have the higher rank. So average goals against, or average goals for, I should say, it's 2. Average goals against, 2.25. With the free team is obviously much more difficult to score. One of the things that I was kind of addressing earlier was just the shot accuracy is probably the biggest thing. Like, it is just unforgiving as heck. Defensively, I feel like you can kind of do the same things a little bit easier, but in terms of stick checking and throwing hits, I feel like that's a bit more manual than, say, shooting, where there's a bit more automation involved. Especially passing, I think there's still a lot of passer assist involved with that, so that's why the higher rated players have a better chance to do that. And then of course, like I said so many times in this video, the goalie, Montoya was a beast. I mean, I don't know, maybe it was just 4 games he happened to play that good, but I feel like in this game, sometimes your goalie plays great, sometimes your goalie plays like crap, no matter what the rating. So, to answer the question at the beginning of this video, is Hut pay to win? My answer, it's not. I feel like the better team obviously gives you a huge advantage because, like I said earlier, all 4 of those guys we played, I think I'm a much better player than. They ranged from Div 3 to Div 6, I believe, and I ranged between Div 1 and Div 2, so you'd think, just kind of looking at that, I am the better player, and we were able to beat 3 of the 4 of them, so 75% win rate, but it was very tough to come by those wins. So I think even though Hut isn't pay to win, the better players definitely do give you a huge advantage, and there's also some luck involved too. There's RNG. Sometimes bounces go your way, sometimes they don't. Sometimes the goalie makes the big save, sometimes he doesn't. So honestly, I think it's like a pretty balanced game. I always hear people saying how like they get matched up against these beast teams and there's no way for them to win. I think this proves if you're the better player, you still have a chance to win. Like a couple of those teams were stacked so much better than us, and we were able to beat them just by kind of playing super defensively with our trap style, capitalizing on whatever chances we could. Obviously, we had a bunch of missed opportunities because the team's lower rated, but kind of law of averages, if you just keep throwing pucks on net, eventually they'll score. And I just kind of think it shows if you grind out the games and you're the better player, you should come out with the win. So let me know what you guys think of the results I got from this video. Do you agree or disagree, and why? I would love to hear from you in the comments section. I think it's a very interesting question, and I think people have a lot of different opinions. So kind of would love to see what you guys think, especially after watching this video. Do you think there's enough proof here to show at the end of the day the skill kind of outweighs the team, or do you think maybe I needed to play more games and there would have been different results? Like I said, would love to hear what you guys think. Anyways, that's it for the video. Pretty long video. Hopefully you guys enjoyed it. If you did, leave a thumbs up. Thanks for watching, guys. Have a nice day. Goodbye.